All right, comic fans, here are my top 10 most anticipated I'm looking forward to next week. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, I'm bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comic books for May 26, 2021. That's right, guys, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week. And like I said, hopefully this helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And webheads, stay tuned for later in the week to check out Buy Those Comics while I give you a full rundown of the comic books coming out for May 26th. And guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell. And if you want to enter in the Road to 10K X-Men giveaway where you can win some awesome X-Men prizes, guys, go ahead and make a comment down below. All right, guys, so let's get started with this week's countdown. Kicking it off with the hot seat, and the hot seat goes to Reptile issue 1. That's right, guys. This is the highly anticipated Young Avenger Reptile issue 1, where this is supposed to be the next big thing. And let me just tell you, guys, I don't know how excited I'm for Reptile, but I have to give it a try. I want to see what it has to offer, why they're even producing this comic book. But if it's not good in any way after that first issue, I'm going to drop it, right? So that's all I can say when it comes to Reptile. So that's your hot seat book. So since the hot seat was so minimal this particular week, I decided to do an honorable mention. And my honorable mention this time around goes to Heroes Reborn issue 4. Heroes Reborn has actually surprised me. I think that it's been a real solid series. It has this old school comic book feel from the 90s, you know, where it was just a lot of action, a lot of flash. The characters are, you know, are bright and vibrant, and I like that. I like this alternate universe that they're fighting in and whatnot, and Hyperion is off, and Blade trying to find all these different Avengers to get the world back to normal. I think it's been fun, you know. I think everyone's expectations when it's come to this, it has been super low, and they're probably like, oh wow, this is actually entertaining. Now, I'm not saying this is the best book in the world. That's why it's technically like not number one or like even on the countdown, but it's worth honoring to give it a try and let people know that, hey, it's not half bad. If you're looking to be entertained, check it out, man. So this book is 40 pages and it's $5. All right, so now let's officially kick off this countdown with number 10, and towards the lower end of my top 10 comics, this one goes to Teen Titans Academy issue 3. This is crossing over with Suicide Squad, and this is where the Suicide Squad is coming after the speedster Bolt, where she's not like a true speedster where she can run like the Flash continuously. She goes in bolts of speed, so she can run fast for a certain amount of time, then stop, then go fast again, and then stop again. So for some reason, the Suicide Squad wants a speedster on their team, so they're going to Teen Titans Academy. It's crossed over pretty good, but I feel like Suicide Squad last issue should have came first, and then the most recent issue of Teen Titans Academy could have came second. And they did Teen Titans first, then Suicide Squad, now they're going back to Teen Titans Academy. It's been okay. I thought the second issue of Teen Titans Academy was a little bit better than the first one, so hopefully the third one is even better than the second one. The problem with it is that there's just too many story threads going on with Red X and then everything else surrounding that. So we'll see what happens with it. 32 pages, and this one's $4. Coming in at number 9, this one goes to X-Men issue 20. This has been delayed for a while, and all this one seems to have to do is with Nimrod. And it just says System Online Processing. That's it. So we'll see what happens when it comes to the X-Men. The last story arc was a little bit underwhelming with the whole vault. now that we could see Nimrod back, is this going to be promising, or is this just going to be another letdown as Jonathan Hickman is coming to the end of his run when it comes to the main title? This book is 28 pages, and this one is $4. All right, next, coming in at number 8, this one goes to Detective Comics. This is issue 1036. Detective Comics has been solid as Bruce is trying to solve this murder of a person that got killed in his neighborhood. He lives underground now with this generic bat cave, and he just doesn't have as much money as he used to. And it looks like the Huntress is being introduced into this storyline as well. As in the last issue, she actually had this cool backup story, which was kind of cool, as you know, she let her guard down, she brought in a friend, and she wound up getting murdered as well. So this has been a pretty good book, definitely exceeded my expectations with Marco Tamaki and Diane Mora behind the artwork. And this book is 40 pages, and this is a $5 book because of course you got that backup story in there. And moving on to number 7, now we have Maestro War and Pax. This is issue 5. Peter David's Maestro series has actually been phenomenal. The artwork has been good. Getting to see Maestro's rise from, power from just Bruce Banner to Maestro and taking over things slowly has been awesome. The battles that he's been in have been really cool, whether it's been against Machine Man, the Pantheon, and now against Doctor Doom. This is going to make for an awesome conclusion. I definitely recommend this, the first volume and the second volume of this, if you haven't checked it out. Really cool, 28 pages, and this one is $4. All right, so moving on to number 6. This one goes to Spawn 318. Now, if you're getting ready to jump onto the Spawn universe, this is it, guys. This is the book that you're going to want to check out, because it directly leads into Spawn Universe issue 1, the one shot. So if you want to get a little bit more familiar with these new characters, so when you go into the Spawn Universe one shot, this is it. Go ahead and check it out. So this is going to be really a lot of fun. I can't wait for this new universe to get kicked off when it comes to Spawn. I've been on it now for a little while, and it's been phenomenal. And you cannot beat that price point, guys. It's $2.99. All right, so let's continue the countdown with number 5. And this has been a great story. This is Shadecraft. This is issue 3. Has to do with a high schooler by the name of Zadie who sees her shadow, and her shadow is alive, and it has to do with a family member that's attached to her. And it's a pretty wild story. People don't believe that she can talk to the shadows, but there's something much more deeper to this particular story than what the reader is led on so far. Okay, and it also has to do with her brother who's in a coma that got in an accident last year. So she's dealing with the situation at hand with her brother, and high schoolers making fun of her and all kinds of things. So really great story. This one is $4. Moving forward now, getting higher on the list, we move on to what I feel like nobody talks about, because they might not be a fan of the character. But this is Black Widow. This is issue 7. This one is done by Kelly Thompson. I say go out, buy the first trade. I'm pretty sure it's out by now. Covers issues 1 through 5, I'm assuming. And let me tell you, first issue of Black Widow gets you hooked because you wind up seeing Black Widow with a family. Have you ever seen Black Widow with a family? And you just read on from there. Now, as time goes along, we get pretty much a Black Widow with a new costume, and she's on a new mission, and it looks like she has basically a new recruit to help her. Really awesome artwork in this book. The action is superb. It's a phenomenal read. If there's anything that Kelly Thompson that has written that has been solid, it's been this title right here. This has been the best title that she has ever written. And I know some fans are not, a fan of her writing because maybe of what she's done on Captain Marvel and other titles like West Coast Avengers. But when it comes to this, I definitely recommend it. You will be entertained, guys. This one is 32 pages and this is $4. Moving on to the top 3. And this book reminded a lot of readers out there of Mortal Kombat, and this goes to Robin issue 2. So we see Robin go on to the Lazarus Island. He starts doing battle. He wants to find out the secrets of everything that is going on, and then he comes across this new character by the name of Flatline. He gets into the fight, and she rips his heart out. I mean, I don't know if that's really true or if it's an illusion, or whatever the case may be. You're just kind of like, wow. The ending reminded you of Mortal Kombat, right? Where you get to see who's the dude that rips the guy's heart out as a fatality. Is it Kato, if I remember correctly? I mean, pretty badass ending, right? However, the only thing that I disagreed with it in the end was like the fight was too quickly ended, you know? So nevertheless, though, entertaining, nice artwork. I want to see the journey that Damian goes through in this title as well. And I think that's what will make it really fantastic. This book is 32 pages and this one's $4. All right, moving on to number 2, and this one goes to Something is Killing the Children. That's right, it's making its return back after a little hiatus. This is issue 16, and this is the story that everyone demanded, right? This is the origin of Erica Slaughter. You want to know where Erica comes from, right? Because in Something Killing the Children first issues, right, you saw this mysterious woman that kills monsters, and she has green eyes and her face is covered, and you want to know what she's been through, right? And how she got to the Order of St. George and things like that. I think that's going to be awesome. That's, you know, part of the reason why you read comics. When you get introduced to a new character, you want to get their character fleshed out. You want to know where they came from, what their origin story is, right? So I think this is going to be an awesome read. Can't wait for this one. I think this one has a ton of copies pre-ordered. This is going to be a hot one. 32 pages, $4. All right, so what is number 1 most anticipated comic on my list for next week? Well, that one goes to The Last Ronin issue 3. It's back, guys. IDW's The Last Ronin, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This book has been awesome. If you're a long-term Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, you want to see this continued adventure with Michelangelo as the Last Ronin taking on the grandson of Shredder. We got to see a lot of stuff. Like, we got to see the daughter of Casey Jones in there. She wants to help Michelangelo. And the format of this book is worth the price. You get extra pages, which is not too many, but you do get them. You get 32 pages instead of the standard like 23 pages, right? But the format of this book is beautiful, and you pay $8.99 for it. So it is a little bit high on a price point, but nevertheless, people are digging this series. It is bigger as well, like the old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle issues. But man, everyone who buys this, I have not heard a single person complain about it. So it's finally out, issue 3. That's my most anticipated book, and there are my top 10 most anticipated. And guys, like I said, stay tuned for later in the week where you get to see a full rundown of everything that is coming out for that particular comic book week. And guys, hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll leave you more content to check out. And until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching. And enjoy those comics.